confident as the old Rick. There was a certain kind of apprehension, maybe even a sadness. I don't know how to characterize it.
Well, I know he's worried about a lot of things. Laura and Scotty, for one.
I can't wait until we have children to worry about. What have you got there?
Some swatches your mother collected for me. I think she's just as excited as I am about decorating the new house. Oh, hello. Hello, Monica. It's Gail.
Well, hi.
Hi. Monica, I just wondered when you might be coming to the hospital this morning. Well, Ellen and I are just having breakfast, but we should be leaving shortly. Why? Well, do you know your schedule? I mean, would you have time to stop by my office?
Sure. There's something wrong?
Well, there's just a couple of things I'd like to talk to you about.
Well, you want to give me a hint?
Well, one of them is very good news, and I have no intention of telling you that on the phone because I want to see your face when I do.
And the other?
Well, it's about that promise that I made to you. Do you remember?
Well, I think so.
You know, when you and Rick left the hospital together after the quarantine was lifted?
Yes, I remember.
And you asked me not to tell anyone that you left together that night?
Yes. Oh, what is it?
Are you not? Oh, of course not. You said Alan was there with you.
Yes, we're just finishing breakfast.
Well, then why don't we wait and talk about this a little later when we can talk about it more freely.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you later then.
Yeah. Bye. Well, I don't know exactly. She wanted to discuss a couple of things. She didn't exactly say.
Sounds very mysterious. You're not keeping secrets from me, are you?
Of course not. You know better than that.
Of course I do. But you better not try it, because you'll never get away with it.
Well?
You really are excited about something. You can't even get the words out. Come on, Monica, what is it?
Show him.
Yes, well, here you go. There, you're the first two to know.
Oh, Gail, that's wonderful. I wish you the very best, but I think you already have that in Lee.
Oh, thank you, Adam.
Well, now I know what you were so excited about.
Well, I was expecting it. I was hoping for it. Yes, I am so excited.
And with good reason. I mean, this is cause for celebration, and celebrate we shall. So when's the big party to be?
Oh, well, that's up to Lee, of course.
Yes, of course. But Monica and I are not forgetting that you and Lee were such an important part of our wedding party, and this will give us a chance to return the favor. As a matter of fact, I think that we insist on it, don't we, darling?
Well, sure, of course.
And as an old married doctor, I heartily prescribe marriage as an ideal way of life. And to celebrate the Quartermains, I'm going to plan a party, but a party to end all parties as soon as Lee is well enough to enjoy it.
Oh, Alan, well, this is really turning into quite some morning for me.
Yes, so it should be. I don't know two people more compatible than you and Lee. Except possibly Monica and myself. Now, my darling girl, about this party, who are we going to ask?
Well, the Taylors, Jean and Gary Lansing, Susan.
Rick and Leslie.
Well, Alan.
Well, nothing. They've turned down every invitation we've made to them lately, and this is one that they can't refuse.
Yes, you're right.
And we will invite Laura and Scotty, and then they have absolutely no excuse whatsoever to fall back on.
Of course.
Well, at least this clears up that mysterious phone call this morning.
Oh, I'm sorry, Alan. I didn't mean to sound mysterious.
For one awful moment there, I started to think that my wife was starting to keep secrets from me again.
Well, you're blind if I didn't. That is almost the identical malfunction as my father-in-law.
Yes, he's in the same condition as Edward, too, which doesn't make the surgery any easier.
Well, if Mr. Monahan is as smart as Mr. Quartermain, he'll have only you perform the surgery. If he's well enough, of course.
Oh, thank you, Monica.
No, I mean it, Rick. No flattery intended. I've learned an awful lot from you, but There's some things that are gifts that you can't learn from this. Just observing. Like your hands.
Just 10 little fingers like everybody else.
10 finely tuned instruments. All perfectly coordinated and ready to perform under any kind of pressure.
Sorry, am I interrupting? Did Monica mention anything to you about the party for Lee and Gail?
I haven't had a chance to, Alan.
Well, I will then. Monica and I are planning a party to celebrate Gail and Lee's engagement. Now, when we do, I am going to give you plenty of time so that you and Leslie can arrange your schedules accordingly, because we definitely want the two of you there.
Well, when that time comes, we'll see what we can work out.
Whatever happened to the Webbers, Rick? I don't ever remember you being this antisocial.
Alan, anyone would be antisocial compared to you right now. You seem obsessed with entertaining at parties these days.
Well, it's that time of year. Everyone's tired of winter and looking for a little cause for celebration.
Well, you don't need to force it on everybody, you know.
I'm sorry. If I do seem a bit excessive, it's only because I'm trying to raise everyone's spirits after the terrible ordeal you've all been through.
Look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to snap.
Kiss me and I'll forgive you anything. I'm sorry you can't make it tonight, Rick. Please send my best to Leslie and Laura.
Yes, and please give my best to your folks.
Okay. I'll see you back at the apartment, Dad.
I don't know what's worse. I mean, living my life being embarrassed every time Alan walks in a room and I'm with you, or whether I should just tell him the truth and get it out in the open.
Monica, I think that's one question that only you can answer.
I just can't go on living like this. For heaven's sakes, Rick, I can't even kiss my own husband without feeling embarrassed in front of you.
Just relax.
How am I going to just accomplish that?
Well, think about it. If we could spend the night on the beach in a deserted shack alone, fighting every real desire, then I think we could do it now, don't you?
Yes, one would think that.
Well, fine. Let's get back to Mr. Monahan's EKG.
I can see it better looking at the x-rays.
All right. As with Edward, we're fighting age, which... Monica, you listening?
Yes. Yes, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Well, we put him on a strict diet and light exercise. I would say by early summer he should be ready for surgery.
I just...
Please. Now, just because my doctors won't allow me to enjoy some of the simple things in life, it doesn't mean I can't get a vicarious enjoyment out of watching other people have a good time.
But I don't want to. Thank you.
Darling, why don't you have a small brandy? It might help you to relax a little.
Well, I'm fine.
No, dear, you're not fine. And whether you want me to or not, I'm going to worry about you all the time that I'm in Palm Beach.
Mother, Monica and I are still reeling from that newspaper article about Laura Weber this afternoon.
I never realized that Mitch Williams played such a big part in breaking the case originally.
Oh, trust me, Edward. He had nothing to do with it.
Well, today's article certainly made it seem as if he did.
It did indeed. Which makes me wonder if his self-proclaimed political campaign manager and publicist didn't have her fine hand in all of it.
Tracy?
That kind of hero building is what politics is all about, isn't it?
But Alan, Tracy worked with Rick Weber every day. She certainly wouldn't have
She
done...
certainly would, Mother. She'd do anything at all to further Mitch Williams' career.
It's just one problem after another for all of them.
All of them?
Well, I meant Laura. I mean, for heaven's sakes, it's not enough that she's got to go in front of Judge Stallman next week. Now this. I really don't know how much more of it that Rick and Leslie can take.
Much more of what, darling?
Everything I am talking about, Alan.
Oh, don't get so upset. The only reason I question what you said is because I thought everything is fine with Rick and
Well,
Leslie.
how could it be fine with their daughter's picture plastered all over that lousy, rotten newspaper? I'm sorry. I don't mean to go on like that.
Oh, darling, we understand. We're all very sorry for the Webers.
And if I find out that my daughter even had the remotest part in putting that newspaper article in the paper, then so help me, Edward, she will be reprimanded, and reprimanded severely.
Reprimanded? Well, just exactly what do you intend to do to her, Lila? Send her to bed without dessert? Take away her favorite horse? Tracy's an adult, beyond reprimanding, I'm afraid.
Now, perhaps if you had punished her properly when she was a child, Edward...
Don't tell me that you two are going to start it now.
Look, I'm afraid my bad mood has become contagious. Really, I apologize to all of you.
Oh, darling, you don't have to.
Listen, we accept, and I have the perfect remedy for your bad mood.
What?
Just pick up the telephone and call Rick and Leslie and tell them how badly you feel about the article.
Well, that isn't going to accomplish anything.
Monica, you've called the Webbers every time there's been a crisis there, and you felt better for it.
Well, it's too late now anyway.
9:30's too late? All right, if you don't, I will, and then you can get on the phone and say hello if you like.
Last month to the cleaners on our account.
Yes. I like the sound of that.
Sound of what?
Our account. Leslie, I don't know how to say this and make it come out right. Being together here tonight, alone, it makes everything in this house seem fine again, and that's the first time that's happened in a long while.
Sounds just fine. I understand that this house represents security, permanence to you, family.
Does it still mean those same things to you?
Yes, of course. Just because we're having problems doesn't mean I don't love it. Hello?
Hello, Leslie, it's Alan.
Hello, Alan. How are you?
Very distressed and sorry about that article that appeared in the paper this afternoon.
Oh, thank you. So are we.
We just can't get it out of our mind. I don't have to tell you how upset Monica is.
She's so terribly worried about Laura. How's she taking it?
Well, it upset her terribly, of course, but she managed to keep up a brave front all during dinner.